Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest TV. We're doing this little, we'll call it a throwaway episode. I don't know what you want to call it tonight. Basically, because of my recent near-death experience, if you will.
Affliction.
Affliction, there you go. My recent affliction. We basically kind of put March on hold, but we'll get it right here one of these days. But so what we do have names to drop. So what we're going to do, think of it as an overgrown Facebook Live. Excuse me, the smoking that I used to do now makes me cough, so that's always fun. Everybody, the original broadcast date, March 17th, 2023, and I want to welcome Chad Harlan and Katie Followell to the show.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Hello.
There's a little bit of green in that. I'm not wearing much green myself. Katie, did you wear green at the liquor store today?
I did. I had a giant Jamiroquai hat on. It was awful, but I was sweating. But
Well, there's a reference nobody under 40 knows.
that's how I ID people. If you know what I'm referencing, you're good.
And yes, Jake, we could have booked you. We could have booked lots of people. The point is, I didn't want to be up late. So there, take that for what it's worth. Yeah, it is that's kind of the way things are going right now. Of course, I still have my handy, where is my man purse? Is it behind me? Yeah, still got my man purse. That is a life vest, for those of you who don't know. Because if you missed last week's episode, yes, I had a cardiac episode. Which they're still not. I went back to the doctor this week. They're still not willing to call it a heart attack. It's just.
That's good. You wouldn't want to call it something that might get insurance coverage.
Well, I mean, so far the insurance company's done pretty good, and it's not like you didn't get disability on the farm. So, but yeah, everybody, I'm fine. Everything's cool. I'm just taking it easy on doctor's orders and the helicopter wife here, which will not let me do anything that...
He says I hover too much.
She texted me and said things haven't changed much. She was doing everything before. She still is.
Amen.
She more than carried her weight. The point is that I used to actually get to lift things like 50-pound bags of feed and mineral. And
I'm going to have some guns after this.
So
I mean, Wes, are you complaining, man? Like, I don't have.
Yes, okay,
Yes,
honest to God, heartfelt moment here I'm going to share with everybody. I was actually afraid because that's another thing. Now, I don't know if it's the chemicals they pump through my veins for 3 days or if it was just going through it. But my emotional level, I was more emotional than a 14-year-old girl with her first boyfriend. I'm telling you, I was a mess. But the thing, I came home and it really hit me. I started to say these words: I can't not do. Okay. And that was in reference, people, to I'm so used to doing everything for everybody on the farm, that, I'm a doer. I do things. If my dear elderly mother will tell me something that, and I'm like, do it. Either do it or tell me to do it. Just don't hint at it. You do things.
Yeah.
Well, when those words started coming out of my mouth, I broke into tears, scared of poor Anita to death. And what it was, when my dad had a heart episode, those were the words I remember him saying in the hospital. And it hit me. It really did.
Yeah.
So,
That's common.
But
just give it a few weeks. We'll find you something to lift. Like,
well, that's
Absolutely.
that's a
I'll put you
problem.
to work.
I've got a list a mile long.
The fun thing about
Yeah.
farm life is none of the jobs go away. They'll be there when I'm ready. But it does, Okay, now the last 2 days, and I posted about this on Facebook very briefly. I've been doing more. We had some cattle that had to be moved. I once again was very careful. But it did involve a lot more walking than I've been doing. And so it wore me out. And so I've been tired.
Yeah.
And, but things like that, there are things that have to be done, and we've had lots of offers of help, but there are things that have to be done today. We can't call, 20 people and say, hey, you offered to come over. No, we can't. I got to do shit. I've got to. Now, that being said,
I'm never more than 35 minutes away.
Then
I'll have
that
a
scares
list
me
for
because
you,
it takes
too.
me an hour to drive to your house. So, and that's going the speed limit, so I'm figuring double that. So, yeah, that's but I do appreciate the offers of help I've got. I appreciate the visits I got in the hospital. I appreciate the heck out of Jake Godbold's. I need to bring that card up here. Jake Godbold sent me the cutest get well card. It was just special.
Jake has a heart under there, man. Like, he really, he sent me
A
a card
huge
one
heart.
time. And it made my day. I made a post about it, and he's like, I don't want people to know that I'm really nice. Like,
Jake's a big softy. Yes, he is. Oh, now I do have one more thing before we get to our celebrity. Everybody, we've got basically, it's a trick way to say it. I've got 3 announcements we're doing tonight. That's 5 people. So y'all can figure that out. But before we do our first one, and we're just going to do them through the half hour, just going to drop them whenever the hell we feel like. Remember I told you that Nicole Griffith gave me Chinese nicotine patches for my birthday, which was going to be a whole thing because I really didn't want to play a prank on her. Say, hey, the doctor said I just had a reaction to the Chinese nicotine patches. I didn't do that, but the other part of her present showed up today, and of course on green screen because that's green. It's a Scarefest TV laptop bag. So now, when I quit, I'm going to feel really, really guilty. I just wanted
that'll
to.
look so good at the show.
That will. I might just sling that. I could put. You know what? I could put my man purse inside the big man purse, and at least then it would look like
You could
And you'd have
bedazzle your man
Mercedes.
purse. Bedazzle it. That would be really cute. Get like a little
Chad's camera's
keychain.
not moving. He's talking. but I'm
Uh-oh.
not seeing
Did I
him
freeze
move.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're froze like a 14-year-old high school girl throwing her with her first boyfriend. I only get
Oh.
one. I only get one analogy a night nowadays. Anyway, well, everybody you can hear Chad anyway.
Yeah.
And he really doesn't look that different when he speaks. But
The double chin just gets bigger.
I thought he was maybe trying to ventriloquist him.
I thought I'd put him in a bad mood. He was just sitting there, but then I saw
Watching.
watching, and his
Menacingly.
lips did move. Anyway, let's go ahead and do a celebrity announcement. Maybe this will cheer him up. So whoever's on top there, first celebrity announcement
Are we
of the
ready?
evening. Yeah, let me get the right page opened here. Go right ahead. Oh, that would be the other one, the one I didn't have open. Okay.
We'll do that one first.
From Terrifier 2. Apparently, this guy's quite the phenomenon because Selfie Guy has its own bobblehead. But he played in Terrifier 2. He played Selfie Guy, and they're not called bobbleheads. What do you kids call them nowadays?
Funkos?
Yeah, Funko Pops. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're bobbleheads to old farts like me. But yeah, he's he was in Terrifier 2. He's actually better known for how I want to word this right. He has a partnership with actor Kane Hodder, who we all know so well, and it's for his custom hockey mask. Custom hockey mask. He designed those. Yeah. So and then IMDb decided they needed to explain who Kane Hodder was, which I get. Okay. Well, right now, excuse me. Chad has restarted, so we're waiting for him to come back on. So while this makes it awkward because now if I go to Katie, it'll be like a slice of Katie. So.
Don't look at me then.
So, anyway, let me, but that's, Rick, Stasinski. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. And he's directed a bunch of short films, including The Bartender, which, but been in 5 film festivals. But yeah, apparently in our Terrifier 2 reunion, he played Selfie Guy. So, and he's actually got a couple of, things coming up on IMDb as actor. Halloween Death Walks Among Us. Halloween Death Walks Among Us. Chapter 2, The Horror of Crystal Lake.
My connection's getting really rough.
I'm sorry. You look good here, though.
Yeah.
You look good here.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, then Halloween Death Walks Among Us also. But they've got his part as Selfie Guy, and I can't imagine him playing Selfie Guy in 2 completely unrelated movies. But that is what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and do our other announcement here. Mr. Chad Coleman. Now, Mr. Chad Coleman, The Walking Dead. And yes, he had that was Tyrese he played in The Walking Dead. Tyrese. He played Tyrese in The Walking Dead. And oddly enough, it'll probably still be hinky, but see what it looks like now. That's good enough. Okay, Chad's back, everybody.
Sure.
He was on The Expanse. He had a big part. I remember him from The Expanse. And what else? There was something else he played in. Well, he's been in a lot of stuff, but I'm saying something that I actually watched. So anyway, we got a Walking Dead here. We're going to have several Walking Dead cast members, but Tyrese from The Walking Dead, Chad Coleman. Okay, let's go back to everybody. And now that Chad's zoomed in and out, you'll see that it shuffles everybody. So,
I just called in on my phone. Computer's down for some reason.
I think it's a ghost.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. So, I'll tell you what. Let's do our commercial now. And everybody will be back in just a couple minutes. It could have been.
Horror. Movie. Fans. 4. Life. On Facebook. Find us. 4 watch parties. 4 news. 4 memes. 4 friends. 4 life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. We still have another announcement to go that we're going to drop here in the next little bit. He was on the Orville. We were talking during the commercial. Yes, he was on the Orville. Somewhere here I had the name of the character, but because I haven't watched it since it came out, I watched like the first 3 episodes, and so I'm no expert on it, so I'm going to leave it there. But on The Expanse, Fred Johnson, he played on The Expanse. Fred Johnson. But his IMDb is actually quite impressive. So I'll have to see if I can get him, because some of these are actually shows that I liked. Yep. I need to see if I can get him on here as a guest. Now I do want to drop one thing we mentioned last week. Of course, we will be at Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, some of us, next weekend. The Scarefest will be there. We originally had R.A. Mihailoff booked to be at our booth with us. It was told to me today that Mr. R.A. Mihailoff will not be appearing at Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, just so you know. Just wanted to get that out there so that when people showed up and got to the booth and saw that neither myself nor R.A. Mihailoff was at the booth. I didn't want disappointed fans. Are you still in your house, Chad?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
Did you think he was sitting in his car?
That's what it kind of looked like at first, but okay. Serious question.
In my wife's closet. That's
okay. Now I want to answer a question from the chat room.
Okay.
The drag show law that Kentucky has been working on, and I'm assuming got passed. I don't even keep up with Harley, but even it would not have affected this year. It was not going to go into effect until 2024.
I think the drag show law got nixed.
It might have. I don't even know. So that's why.
Not over yet. There's still 2 more days that something can be passed.
But the way the last update I had on it was it wouldn't have affected us this year anyway. And then the way it was worded, it just meant that we had to not allow children, minors, into the drag show area. So there's your answer.
18 and it can't be in. There would be questions about whether or not it could be in the civics.
That is true. I pointed that out. The way it was, the way it was worded, it said it could not be on publicly owned property, i.e., government buildings, i.e., technically, the Lexington Urban County, whatever the hell they are, does own the center. That being said, though, that would have just required it to be moved to an off-site location. So
right there, it doesn't prohibit them from existing. It just, if they have any sexual component at all, that anybody in the audience could construe as being suggestive, it has to be limited to people over the age of 18.
Right. So we just wanted to clear that up with everybody. The drag show seems to be safe for this year. The police won't be bursting in, arms drawn, because that's how you draw an arm. Anyway, yeah, I'm still weird about things like that. Anyway, so that is your answer in the chat room, on that topic. Now let's go ahead, and I wish I had actually pulled this up. Go ahead. We finally are going to drop a paranormal announcement on you. Do you remember a little show on Netflix called 28 Days Haunted? It did quite well when it came out, made top 5 or so through the month of October, November, right in there. 28 Days Haunted. We have the Colorado team. I believe they were the Colorado team. Shane Pittman, who of course has been at Scarefest before, but his teammates, Ray Causey and Amy Parks, are also joining him. They will be at the Scarefest this year. And I just want to say, I talked to Amy. Amy is delightful. It is absolutely delightful to speak to.
I know that show did quite well, so I'm looking forward to meeting some of those folks. And met Shane in the past. He is a very nice gentleman. So it was anybody who gets a chance should spend some time talking to him.
So I absolutely agree. Do what?
I haven't watched that show. Is it on Netflix?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh.
That's actually what the
I thought
announcer
so.
at Scarefest TV just said like 60 seconds ago. Netflix.
It's been a long
20
day. But
She works at a liquor store.
And I will say, everybody. Shane Pittman is a delight to continue Chad's conversation. Actually, I had not really got to speak to him until he was at Scarefest 2 years ago. I'd never met him. I had not watched his work, but I actually got to speak to him, and he's a pretty sharp guy. Seems to he knows his stuff. So if you are a paranormal aficionado, he'll be.
And he's
I would
got a
consider
whole
myself
hashtag
that.
dedicated to him. So
What's that?
he's got
Yeah.
a whole hashtag dedicated to him. Poor Shane.
Oh.
Every time he was on that show with Dave Schrader, they'd put him in the basement, and everybody would tweet "Poor Shane" hashtag.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I remember seeing that at least.
So and that's another thing. I'm glad we finally got their. We've had their contract signed, everybody, for like 2 months. I have no idea. Basically, it involved the new graphics guy, i.e., Brandon Griffith, getting their graphic done to get them announced. But I pushed him. We got it done. And now that frees me up. I have 3 different people that I can have on the show because they were all really, really fun to talk to when I spoke to them on the phone. So, while we're doing announcements, let's go ahead and remind everybody the Scarefest Horror Film Festival. The Scarefest Horror Film Festival is taking entries. We are taking entries. We're up to, last time I checked, I think we were under 40. I want to say 33 was the last number. So there's still plenty of room to get in on the Scarefest Horror Film Festival. If you know of a independent filmmaker who does horror films and has one he's shopping around to the film festivals in hopes of getting a distribution agreement, because that's why they do it. We are taking entries. Just go to scarefestweekend.com and click the button. Central Kentucky Mystical Market is this weekend, 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday. The Clarion Hotel on Newtown Pike, 1950 Newtown Pike. We're in the paddock. I think they call it the ballroom. Yep. The paddock ballroom, which makes it sound very, very grandiose. But anyway, it's right. You go in the front door. They've done really good having signs up to point you how to get to it. You're like 50 foot from it. When you go in the front door, 50, maybe 75 foot walk. It's really, really close. But yeah, if you want to check out, and the vendors there are incredible. If you're not even that deeply into the whole psychic and holistic thing, if you just like handmade stuff, if you collect crystals, I'm always seeing people post on Facebook, all you ladies putting crystals in your bras, it is the place to buy crystals to put in your bra. Which I might try.
Put them in your bag.
Anyway, speaker applications are now open. Also, Scarefest 2023 speaker applications are now open. If you would like to speak at the Scarefest, go to scarefestweekend.com and fill out an application. And that's what I had for announcements tonight. So it's like right on time. I'm looking here. I wonder where I could put the crystals. Because I need something else to make this thing itch, is the reason I'm thinking about doing it.
It'll provide a little space. You know, you put them under there, let your skin breathe a little. And sort of beep. And beep scare you when you're wearing one of these, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, are you good? Are you good?
I think, I got a text from Nicole Griffith.
Oh.
Oh, she's firing us all.
Yeah, no. The red light is not flashing. The red light is not flashing on the man purse. So, Do you know what it's like to have something that they tell you that don't drive because this thing might just go off and knock your ass out? That is just.
Yeah, I've been married.
So anyway, that's pretty much what I had tonight. In my downtime, I've been binge watching Stargate Atlantis. Any fans of that show in the chat room? Any fans of Stargate Atlantis? Probably not.
That's going quite a bit back.
Well, it's on now.
I've noticed there's apparently a true crime documentary about Jared from Subway on the Discovery Plus. I've been kind of wanting to watch that.
Yeah, it just came out. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm curious about it.
The TikTok says it's sickening. So,
well, not to make unfounded accusations here, but I find that most shows that deal with pedophilia,
sickening.
Yeah, they cross that line into sickening. So just call me old fashioned. Just call me old fashioned that way.
There's just a lot of jokes I can make about like Subway size. Like I don't know. It's just too many references to 6 inches. It's just yucky.
I saw that Jake Godbold pointed out that Pornhub just got its own documentary on Netflix, and
ooh,
so that's but because I am under the care of,
they'll know.
Yeah, I did.
The government
get a phone call there. What the hell's going on with you, dude? Anyway, so everybody, those of you who came by the chat room tonight, thank you very much. That's our little show for the night. Oh yeah, we still have Bonehead Weekly. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sign off now. We're gonna give you the Bonehead Weekly movie review this week, and call it a night, so the old man here can go to bed and get his rest per doctor's orders.
Yes.
So Chad, Katie, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Go to sleep. Don't drink.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and today we're going to talk about The House of Darkness. Man, Justin Long. Now, if you guys don't know who Justin Long is, he's in those Chipmunk movies, he's in Dodgeball, he's in Live Free or Die Hard, and he's in a really good horror film this last year, Barbarian. And he's playing a character that's not far off from what he played in Barbarian. House of Darkness is this. Basically, this guy trying to get laid, which most of us are always trying to do, picks up a lady, takes her to her house, an ancient manor on a hill, and she has ulterior motives. But it takes a turn when she finds out that this is kind of an old castle. There's what's going on here. This is getting a little weird. And then you get the third act. Now, it sounds like I'm selling this movie slightly short. I'm not. It's just a lot of talking. It could have been a play. I was kind of shocked it wasn't kind of based on a play. It's written and directed by Neil LaBute. Now, Neil LaBute did a movie I love. It was his breakout hit called In the Company of Men, about terrible men. And this follows that. He also did a movie I really like called Nurse Betty. But anyway, House of Darkness. Neil LaBute also gave us the crappy Wicker Man remake. That's kind of a comedy that's ridiculous. Yeah, anyway, I like the guy. I've seen some of his movies. He has a voice. I wouldn't particularly say it's in this. So the lady he picks up is Kate Bosworth. And she's obviously got ulterior motives. And the whole time you're going through this movie, the sitting there watching it as they talk, he falls asleep, has a weird dream. They talk some more. He finds out that she has a sister. They didn't even talk. The sister then talks him around, takes him around the castle. They talk some more. That's kind of what's happening in this movie, House of Darkness. And the issue is I kept waiting for some sort of twist or some sort of interesting thing happen. But truly, none of that did. It kind of just lays there. And I can't recommend the movie. Unless, for some odd reason, you're a huge Justin Long fan and you want to watch Justin play something similar, only not as much fun, Barbarian is much more fun, his character is much more fun in Barbarian than this, then kind of skip this one. I can't really recommend it. It's on Hulu. If you have Hulu and you have it's 85 minutes, go ahead. But I kept thinking, geez, something at the end. It can't just be this. But no, it is really this. It goes on. Actually, the review on IMDb gives it a 1 out of 10 from some user saying no human being talks like this. This is the worst dialogue ever. And I don't think I completely disagree. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but if you think you know the ending, you know the ending. If you think I figured this out, you figure this out. There's not much going on here. There's not much going on. In fact, this movie is just uninteresting. So try to skip House of Darkness on Hulu. It's nowhere near as interesting as the cover or the trailer or anything says. There's not much going on. If you're a huge Justin Long fan or you're a huge Kate Bosworth fan, then check it out. Don't really. This movie's not very good. So, this has been Joe Lewis. Don't watch House of Darkness on Hulu. Thank you.